I still remember the exact shade of red my mother's face turned when I told her I was pregnant. That particular crimson meant someone in our household was about to disappear. "You're 17, she hissed, manicured fingers clenching her wineglass so tight I thought it might shatter. "Do you have any idea what this will do to our reputation? My name is Victoria, and that was the night I learned what conditional love truly means." 13 years later, I still wake up sometimes hearing the echo of my father's voice. "You have 5 minutes to pack a bag and get out." I didn't cry then. I remember that clearly, how my hands stayed steady as I stuffed whatever I could grab into my school backpack. Designer clothes they'd bought me, jewellery, my laptop, all of it stayed behind. I took only what I'd earned myself, my part-time job savings, my sketchbooks, and the silver pendant my grandmother gave me before she died. My sister Destiny stood in her doorway, watching me hurry past. She was 14, perfect, pristine, the golden child. "Vicky," she whispered, but when our mother's heels clicked down the hallway, she shut her door without another word. "You're going to regret this," my mother said as I reached the front door. "When that mistake ruins your life, don't come crawling back." I turned to face her one last time. The only mistake here is thinking I'd want to. The memory fades as my alarm chirps. 6:30 a.m, time for another working mom morning marathon. I roll over to see my daughter Kaya's wild bedhead poking through my doorway. "Mum, the Wi-Fi's acting up again," she groans, already dressed for school. "I can't submit my history paper." I sit up, rubbing sleep from my eyes. "Use your phone's hotspot, baby. I'll call the provider after work." Already tried. The file's too big. She flops onto my bed, all teenage drama and lanky limbs. "Why can't we have fibre optic like everyone else?" Because fibre optic costs money we don't have. Because single mums working freelance graphic design gigs don't get approved for the best internet packages. Because 13 years ago, my parents decided their country club reputation meant more than their firstborn daughter. But I don't say any of that. "We'll figure it out," I tell her instead, reaching for my phone. "Email it to me, I'll submit it from work." As I'm checking my messages, an Instagram notification pops up. Destiny tagged in another luxury vacation post. "Happy birthday to me. Nothing but blessed vibes in Monaco with my amazing family." Blessed, shut your family. First, shut you living my best life. The photo shows her on a yacht, our parents beaming beside her. Combined with her million followers and endless sponsorship deals, she's everything they wanted me to be. "Who's that?" Kaya peers over my shoulder. "She looks like you." I close the app quickly. Nobody important. Come on, breakfast time. My phone buzzes again as I'm making Kaya's lunch. Unknown number, but the subject line makes my blood run cold. "Your sister's dirty little secret is about to blow up. You might want front row seats." "Mom," Kaya's voice snaps me back, "you're squishing my sandwich." I release my death grip on the bread. "Sorry, work stress." I finish packing her lunch, trying to keep my hands steady. "Got everything? Homework? Phone charged?" She rolls her eyes, pure teenager. "Yes, Mom, I'm 13, not 3. 13, the same age she was when... No. I push the thought away. "Love you, baby," I call as she heads for the door. "Love you too." She pauses, turning back. "Hey, Mum, thanks for never giving up on me, even when it was hard." My throat tightens. She has no idea how hard it was. The nights I cried myself to sleep in a shelter. The judgmental looks at doctor's appointments. The Christmas mornings I could barely afford a single gift. But she also doesn't know how every struggle was worth it. How her first smile, first step, first word made me stronger than any trust fund ever could. I watch her walk to the bus stop, backpack bouncing, and think about that message waiting on my phone. After 13 years of silence, someone's about to expose my perfect sister's secrets. Part of me wants to delete it unread. I've built a life here, small but mine, safe, drama-free. But my finger hovers over the notification and I feel 17 again, standing in that doorway while my family erased me from their lives. Maybe it's time they remembered I exist. The anonymous email contained only a link. I clicked it during my lunch break, and suddenly my sister's face filled my screen, not the polished influencer version, but something raw and ugly. "Delete that! I look horrible!" Destiny's voice slurred in the shaky video. She was sprawled across a leather couch, mascara smeared, nose powdered white. "Nash," I called across the office, "got a minute?" He rolled his chair over, coffee in hand. Nash used to be an investigative journalist before corporate downsizing landed him in graphic design. More importantly, he's the only person at work who knows my full story. "What's up?" He squinted at my screen. "Wait, isn't that—" "My sister? Yeah, someone sent me this. There's more circulating online." "Hold up." His fingers flew across his keyboard. "Oh, damn, Victoria! You need to see this." He pulled up several gossip sites. Headlines screamed, "Influencer Destiny in drug scandal." Family values icon caught in politician's love nest. Social media, Queen's fall from grace. "It gets worse," Nash said, lowering his voice. "Remember that cloud storage account you mentioned, the one you shared with her years ago? The family photo backup? I haven't accessed that in—" "Well, someone did. There's a video making rounds on Twitter, just snippets, but—" My hands shook as I typed in the old login. Most files were corrupted or deleted, except one. "Deprivate Town Backup 2023. "Should I?" I whispered. Nash glanced around the office. "Not here. Come over after work. We'll need drinks for this." 8 hours later, I sat on Nash's couch, staring at my laptop while he poured wine. "Kaya's at her friend's for a sleepover," I said. "Play it." The video started in what looked like a hotel room. Destiny lounged on silk sheets, clearly high, talking to someone off camera. "God, if my followers knew the real me," she giggled, cutting another line. "Little Miss Perfect, Daughter of the Year. What a joke." "What about your sister?" a male voice asked. "Victoria?" Destiny snorted. "Best thing that ever happened to me. Once she got knocked up and got kicked out, I never had to compete again. Mum and Dad threw everything at me. Cars, trips, connections. All I had to do was not get pregnant at 17. My fingers dug into the couch cushions. "Speaking of family values," the voice continued, "isn't that Mark coming over tonight?" "Mm-hmm," Destiny preened. "His wife thinks he's at a campaign meeting, as if." The video continued, showing Mark, a prominent married politician, entering the room. I slammed the laptop shut. "Holy shit," Nash breathed. "This could ruin them all. The drugs, the affair, the family hypocrisy." My phone buzzed. Unknown number. "Victoria?" A familiar voice trembled. "It's Zara, Destiny's assistant." "How did you get this number?" "I'm the one who sent you the email, and I have more, so much more. Destiny's been horrible to me for years, treating me like dirt. Now she's trying to blame me for the leaks." "Why, tell me." "Because you're the only one who knows what it's like to be destroyed by that family. They're offering me money to stay quiet, but I thought maybe you'd want to help take them down instead." I ended the call, mind racing. "Nash, can you authenticate this video? Prove it's real?" He nodded slowly. "Yeah. Why?" "Because—" My phone exploded with notifications, text messages from numbers I'd blocked years ago. "Mum, Victoria, please call immediately. Family emergency." "Dad, this is urgent. Don't do anything rash." Destiny. "Sis, I know you're there. We need to talk." "Because," I continued, showing Nash the messages, "they think I'm about to destroy them, and for the first time in 13 years, they're right to be afraid. What are you going to do? I opened the laptop again, this time forwarding the video to a secure drive. First, I'm going to make sure they can't delete this evidence. Then, I smiled, remembering my mother's words from all those years ago. Then I'm going to watch them come crawling back. Nash touched my arm. Victoria, revenge might feel good, but this isn't about revenge. I stood up, gathering my things. This is about justice. They threw me away like garbage for one mistake. Meanwhile, their perfect daughter has been lying, cheating, and breaking laws while they covered it up. And now you hold all the cards. Exactly. I reached for my coat. They wanted me gone? Fine. But they're about to learn that the daughter they erased grew up to become their worst nightmare. My phone buzzed again. This time, it was my mother's face on the screen. Time to see how desperate they really were. I let my mother's calls go to voicemail. 3 days straight, she kept trying. Each message more desperate than the last. Victoria, please, we need to discuss this as a family. Darling, whatever you think you know, your father and I are willing to be reasonable. On the 4th day, she showed up at my office. I was in the middle of a client meeting when our receptionist knocked. Victoria, your mother is here. The woman who walked in wasn't the polished socialite I remembered. Her designer outfit was wrinkled, her makeup slightly smeared. She looked older, smaller somehow. We need to talk, she said, ignoring my client's stares. Privately. I smiled apologetically at my clients. Would you excuse me for a moment? In the conference room, my mother paced like a caged animal. Do you have it? Have what? Don't play games. She slammed her hand on the table. The video, Destiny's indiscretion. We know you accessed the cloud storage. I leaned against the wall, arms crossed. Interesting. When I needed help with Kaya's medical bills 5 years ago, you couldn't even return my calls, but now you track down my workplace? This is different. Your sister's whole life is at stake. Like mine was? She deflated slightly. Victoria, please. We'll pay whatever you want. You think this is about money? Then what do you want? An apology? Fine, I'm sorry, we were harsh. But we were trying to protect the family name. I laughed, the sound sharp enough to make her flinch. Protect it? Look how well that worked out. Your perfect daughter is trending for cocaine and adultery. Which is why we need that video contained. The family lawyer thinks... The family lawyer? I stepped closer. You mean you've already got a team tracking me, planning to threaten me legally? Her silence was answer enough. Get out! Victoria, get out! My voice echoed through the glass walls. Outside, heads turned. You don't get to threaten me anymore. I'm not 17 and scared. I built my own life while you were busy enabling Destiny's destruction. She grabbed my arm. You don't understand. There are powerful people involved. Mark's campaign team. I yanked free. Touch me again and I'll call security. We're your family. No. I opened the door. You lost that right the night you chose your reputation over your daughter. She left, but not before dropping one last bomb. The PR team is watching you. Every move, every call. If that video leaks, they'll know it was you. I returned to my desk to find 3 missed calls from Destiny and a text from Nash. Your sister's best friend Zara just went on record. Says your parents bribed cops to keep Destiny's drug charges quiet. Story drops tomorrow. My phone lit up again. Destiny. Against my better judgment, I answered. Vicky? Her voice was small, childlike. I'm outside your building, please. I need my big sister. 20 minutes later, we sat in a coffee shop around the corner. Destiny looked nothing like her Instagram photos. Dark circles shadowed her eyes, and her hands trembled as she stirred her untouched latte. I messed up, she whispered. Really bad. No kidding. But you can help me fix it. If you have that video, if you could just delete it. Like you deleted me? She flinched. I was 14. What was I supposed to do? Anything, call, write, care. I did care, but Mom and Dad, you don't know what it was like after you left. The pressure to be perfect, to never disappoint them. She reached for my hand. We were both victims. I pulled away. Difference is, I owned my mistakes. You just buried yours deeper. Please, she begged. I'll do anything. I'll tell everyone the truth about how they treated you. I'll share my sponsorship contacts. Miss Sherman, a man in a suit approached our table. I represent Mark's campaign. We should discuss this situation privately. Destiny's face crumpled. I didn't tell them to come, I swear. I stood up, gathering my things. Looks like you're still letting others fight your battles. Victoria, wait! I'm your sister! I turned back one last time. You know what's funny? When I got pregnant, everyone said I'd ruined my life. But looking at you now, I'm not the one who ended up destroying everything. As I walked out, my phone buzzed with a text from Nash. You need to see this. Zara's interview just leaked early. It's worse than we thought. The game was changing. Now I had to decide, stay quiet and safe, or step into the spotlight and finally tell my side of the story. The choice was about to be made for me. Zara's interview hit like a tsunami. Every major news outlet picked it up. Influencer's former assistant exposes family's dark secrets. They paid off 3 officers, Zara told the reporter. Destiny was caught with cocaine at a charity gala, but money made it disappear. Her parents cared more about appearances than getting her help. Nash helped me set up a small recording device before meeting Destiny again. This time, she chose an upscale restaurant, probably thinking public eyes would keep things civil. You look good, she said, sliding into the booth. That blazer, is it designer? Target clearance. I watched her try not to wince. Let's skip the small talk. She glanced around nervously. Have you seen Zara's interview? Hard to miss. She's lying. Well, mostly lying. The cops thing, that was one time. I was going through a rough patch. I took a sip of water. Like the rough patch with Mark? That's different. We're in love. He's married with 3 kids. His marriage was over long before me. She leaned forward. Look, I know I've made mistakes, but you of all people should understand. Remember Tommy, your baby's father? My hand tightened around the glass. Don't. I'm just saying, we both fell for the wrong guys. The difference is, I was smarter about it. Smarter? You're about to destroy a family. Like you destroyed ours? She caught herself, forced a smile. Sorry, that was mean. I'm just stressed. Everyone's attacking me, and the one person who could help me, my own sister, is holding back. What exactly do you want from me? Delete the video. Tell everyone you checked the cloud storage and found nothing. You're the only one who can end this. I studied her face, still beautiful but harder now, calculating. And what do I get in return? What do you want? Money? I have plenty. Connections? I can introduce you to anyone. Help getting Kaya into a better school? Done. How about an apology? She blinked. For what? For watching them throw me out. For never checking if your niece was okay. For building your perfect life on the foundation of my destruction. Oh my God, she laughed, actually laughed. Are you still hung up on that? It was 13 years ago, and honestly, it was the best thing that could have happened to you. The recording device felt heavy in my pocket. Excuse me? Look at you, all strong and independent. If Mum and Dad hadn't been so harsh, you might have ended up like me, trapped in their expectations, living a lie. She reached for her wine. You should thank them. I stood up slowly. Thank them? Where are you going? We haven't finished. Yes, we have. I dropped cash on the table for my untouched meal. You know what your problem is, Destiny. You think everyone's as fake as you are, that we're all just playing angles, measuring every action against what we can get from it. That's not... But here's the thing. I didn't want your money 13 years ago, and I don't want it now. I wanted my sister, my family, but they never existed, did they? It was all just a performance. She grabbed my arm. You can't leave. If you release that video... You'll what? Have Daddy's lawyers threaten me? Have Mark's people follow me? I pulled free. I'm not afraid of you anymore, any of you. Back home, I sat in my dark kitchen, finger hovering over the delete button on the video file. It would be so easy to erase it all. The evidence, the drama, the past. My phone lit up with a text from Nash. You okay? Need backup? Before I could respond, another message came through. A news alert. Breaking, politician Mark admits to multiple affairs, steps down from campaign. Then another. Social media, star Destiny, caught in web of lies, full story. Tonight at 11. And another. Exclusive, police investigation launched into alleged bribery by prominent family. Nash called immediately. It's happening. Zara gave them everything. Texts, emails, photos. Your family's going down with or without that video. So why do I feel sick about it? Because you're not like them. You've got a conscience. I walked to Kaya's room, watching her sleep. On her desk sat a photo of us at her elementary graduation. Just the two of us, smiling, surviving. Nash, I said quietly, I need you to help me do something. But first, tell me, if I release this video myself, put my name on it, what are the legal risks? You mean officially out yourself as a Sherman? That's big, Victoria. I know, but maybe it's time everyone heard the whole story, not just Destiny's fall, but how it all began. You sure about this? I touched the silver pendant around my neck, the only thing I'd taken from that house 13 years ago. No, I admitted, but I'm done hiding. The morning after Mark's resignation, a sleek black car pulled up outside my apartment. A man in an expensive suit stepped out, carrying a briefcase. Miss Victoria, he extended his hand. I represent your family's interests. May we speak inside? No. I crossed my arms. Whatever you have to say it here. He opened his briefcase, removed an envelope. Inside is a cashier's check for $250,000 and a non-disclosure agreement. Let me guess, in exchange for my silence? Your family wishes to handle this matter privately. They're prepared to be generous. Before I could respond, Kaya's voice called from behind me. Mum, who's that? The man's eyes widened slightly. I knew what he saw, a teenager who looked remarkably like young Destiny, back when she was the family's golden child. Nobody important, baby. Head to school, I'll see you tonight. As Kaya walked away, the man cleared his throat. Your daughter. She's 13 now. Leave her out of this. Of course, but consider her future. This money could provide excellent opportunities. Private school, college fund. My phone buzzed. Nash had sent a link. Breaking, prominent family's company, stock plummets amid scandal. The man noticed my expression. The offer expires in 24 hours. After that, things might become complicated. Is that a threat? A reality check. You're not the only one with evidence. Your family has proof you attempted to extort them. I laughed. What proof? Security footage from the restaurant. Your conversation with your sister was recorded. It could paint quite a different picture in court. You mean the conversation where she offered to buy my silence? The one I recorded? His smile faltered. Here's a reality check for you. I stepped closer. I have 13 years of receipts. Every rejected call for help. Every time they threatened me to stay quiet. Every dollar they paid to cover up Destiny's mistakes, while my daughter and I scraped by. The family is prepared to make amends. No, they're prepared to throw money at the problem, like always. I handed back the envelope. Tell them they can keep their hush money. He grabbed my arm. Don't be stupid. Think about... Get your hand off my mum. Kaya stood there, phone raised, recording everything. Baby, I thought you left. I forgot my history textbook. She kept filming. Should I send this to the police, Mom? Or maybe those reporters who keep calling? The man released me, straightening his tie. This isn't over. After he drove away, Kaya turned to me. Mum, what's really going on? That lady on the news, the one in trouble? She looks just like you. I took a deep breath. Let's skip first period. We need to talk. Over breakfast at our favourite diner, I told her everything. About her grandparents, about Destiny, about the night they threw me out. So that's why we never had family holidays? Her voice was small. Because they didn't want me? No, baby. I squeezed her hand. Because they didn't deserve you. But now they're in trouble, and you can help them. I could, but I'm not sure they deserve that either. She was quiet for a long moment. That man scared you? No, he reminded me of something, though. I pulled out my phone, opened my email. Want to help me write something? Together, we drafted my response to the family lawyer. I don't want your money. I don't want your amends. What I want is for everyone to know the truth, not just about Destiny's scandals, but about how this family operates, how they throw away people who threaten their image, then try to buy their way out of consequences. P.S. Next time you send someone to threaten me, remember, my daughter records everything. I hit send. Minutes later, my mother called. I answered on speaker. Have you lost your mind? She hissed. Do you know what this will do to us? Like what you did to me? We gave you a choice. No, you gave me an ultimatum. Now I'm giving you one. Publicly admit how you treated me, or I release everything. You wouldn't dare. Watch me. I hung up. Kaya studied me across the table. Are you scared? Terrified, but sometimes doing the right thing is scary. My phone lit up with a text from Nash. Major news outlet wants your side of the story. Exclusive interview. You ready? I looked at my daughter. Strong, brave, recording injustice without hesitation. She was everything I fought to become. Yes, I texted back. It's time everyone knew what it really means to be a part of this family. Kaya smiled. Can I help? Baby, you already have. You taught me that real family stands up for each other, no matter what. The diner's TV switched to breaking news. Socialite family empire crumbles. Whistleblower promises more revelations. The storm was here, and this time I wasn't running from it. Walking up the driveway to my childhood home felt like entering a dream. The manicured lawns, the marble fountains, the towering columns, it all seemed smaller now, less intimidating. Nash waited in his car at the gate, ready for backup. You sure about this? I patted my bag, containing printed screenshots from the video. Time to end this. The housekeeper answered my knock, her eyes widening in recognition. Miss Victoria. Tell them I'm here. I heard rushed footsteps, harsh whispers. Then my father appeared, looking older than I remembered. Come to the study, now. The study hadn't changed. Same leather chairs, same pretentious oil paintings, same heavy desk where he'd signed checks to make problems disappear. My mother and Destiny sat rigidly on the sofa while their lawyer hovered by the window. Well, my father's voice was clipped. State your demands. I pulled out the screenshots, spread them across his desk. These are just samples. There's much worse. Destiny gasped. In one image, she was clearly visible cutting lines of cocaine. In another, she laughed while counting what looked like bribe money. You little bitch, she whispered. You've been planning this all along. Planning? I laughed. I didn't make you do drugs. I didn't force you to sleep with married men. I didn't tell you to record it all. Enough, my mother stood. What do you want? Money? Public acknowledgement? Your trust fund back? I want you to feel what I felt. My voice shook. That night, when you threw me out, I begged you to let me explain, to help me. You said I was dead to you. We were protecting our family name. Your name? I slammed my hands on the desk. I gave birth in a shelter. I worked 3 jobs while finishing high school. I raised my daughter alone while you were buying Destiny out of trouble. The lawyer stepped forward. If you release those images, You'll what? I pulled out my phone. I'm recording this too. Every threat, every attempt to silence me. Should I add it to the evidence? My father slumped in his chair. What happened to you? You were such a sweet girl. I grew up. I got strong. And now I'm your worst nightmare. Someone who knows all your secrets and doesn't care about your money. Destiny started crying. Please, Vicky, I'll lose everything. Like I lost everything. I'll tell everyone the truth, she sobbed. How they treated you, how they paid people off. Just please don't release the video. My mother rushed to comfort her. Even now, perfect destiny came first. Too late, I headed for the door. The full story airs tomorrow morning. Every detail, every betrayal. Wait! My mother grabbed my arm. For the first time in my life, I saw real tears in her eyes. I'm sorry, I was wrong. We were wrong. Please, we're still your family. For a moment, I almost wavered. Then I remembered Kaya's face when she learned why she had no grandparents. No, I pulled free. My family is a teenage daughter who records men threatening her mother. My family is a friend who helps me fight back. My family is everyone who stood by me when you wouldn't. I'll kill myself, Destiny screamed. If you do this, I'll... That's enough, my father's voice boomed. Victoria, name your price. Whatever it is, double it. Just end this. I reached for my necklace, the silver pendant I'd taken that night. Unclasping it, I placed it on his desk. Keep your money. I'm taking something more valuable. Your power. After tomorrow, everyone will know exactly who you are. My phone buzzed. Nash. Major networks picking up the story. You're trending. You ready for tomorrow? As I walked out, my mother called one last time. You'll regret this. I turned back, remembering those same words from 13 years ago. No, the only thing I regret is letting you make me feel ashamed for so long. Outside, Nash waited with coffee. How'd it go? Destiny threatened suicide. Mum cried. Dad tried to buy me off. Standard rich people crisis playbook. He handed me the coffee. But are you okay? I watched the sun setting behind my childhood home, thinking of Kaya waiting at her friend's house. You know what? I am. For the first time since I was 17, I actually am. Good, he grinned, because every major morning show wants you live tomorrow. Time to tell your story. My phone lit up again. This time, it was Kaya. Love you, Mum. Show them what real strength looks like. I took one last look at the house where I'd once been a prisoner of their expectations. Tomorrow, the world would know the truth. And for once, I wasn't afraid of it. 3 minutes to air, the producer announced, adjusting my microphone. You sure you want to do this live? I nodded, watching the monitors show clips from Destiny's video playing on every major network. The story had exploded overnight. Family secrets and raging justice for Victoria were trending worldwide. And we're live in 5, 4, 3. Today, we're joined by Victoria, the woman behind the viral story that's rocking social media, the host began. Victoria, tell us what happened that night 13 years ago. I took a deep breath. I was 17 when I told my parents I was pregnant. Within 5 minutes, they threw me out. No money, no support, just a backpack of clothes and a lifetime of shame. While you struggled, your sister Destiny became a social media star. Yes, They poured everything into maintaining her perfect image. Meanwhile, I was working multiple jobs, finishing school, living in shelters. And now this video surfaces. The video shows who they really are. My sister doing drugs, bragging about affairs, laughing about bribing police. But worse than that, it shows her mocking me, celebrating how my pregnancy made her life easier. The host leaned forward. You could have sold this story for millions. Why go public yourself? Because it's not about money, it's about truth, about showing other abandoned kids that survival isn't shameful, it's strength. My phone buzzed. Nash, turn on your tablet now. I glanced down during the commercial break. Zara had gone live on Instagram, reading private family emails. Joanna wrote this when Victoria was 6 months pregnant, Zara read. The girl is dead to us. Focus on Destiny's cotillion. At least one daughter won't embarrass us. More emails followed, years of correspondence showing how they'd systematically erased me while enabling Destiny's worst behaviour. Back on air, the host asked, Your daughter is 13 now, the age you were when they abandoned you. What does she think about all this? She's the reason I'm speaking up. I want her to know that standing up to bullies, even when they're family, isn't wrong. And your sister's threats of self-harm? Destiny's in rehab now. Voluntary admission this morning. First responsible choice she's made in years. My phone lit up again. This time, it was my father's lawyer. Your parents are prepared to make a public statement, he said when I called during the next break. They'll admit everything, apologise publicly. Just, please stop the email releases. Too late. The truth is out. By noon, my parents' company stock had dropped 40%. Their social circles were deserting them. Destiny's sponsors pulled out one by one. Nash met me outside the studio. You're viral. People are calling you the Queen of Karma. I don't feel very royal. I showed him my phone, hundreds of messages from other abandoned kids sharing their stories. Mom, Kaya ran up, throwing her arms around me. You were amazing. Everyone at school was watching. You okay with all this attention, baby? She nodded firmly. They deserve it. All those years they pretended I didn't exist. My phone rang again. Unknown number. Victoria? It was Destiny, her voice small. I'm getting help. Real help this time. The rehab doctors say I need to make amends. Good for you. I mean it. Watching you today, you're so strong. I never was. I just pretended. Destiny? No, let me finish. I'm sorry for everything, not just the video or the things I said, for not being your sister when you needed one. I ended the call, turning to Kaya and Nash. Let's go home. On our apartment balcony that evening, we watched the sunset while news tickers scrolled below. Social media empire crumbles. Family scandal exposes years of cover-ups. Abandoned daughter gets last laugh. What happens now? Kaya asked, curled up beside me. Now we keep living our truth. No more hiding. Nash brought out champagne for us, juice for Kaya. To Karma? To family, I corrected, the real kind. My phone buzzed one last time, a news alert. Breaking, prominent family issues, public apology, admits years of abuse and cover-ups. Below was my mother's statement. We were wrong. In trying to protect our reputation, we destroyed something precious, our daughter's trust. Victoria, if you're watching this, we're sorry. We don't deserve forgiveness, but we hope someday. I turned off the phone. Mum? Kaya touched my hand. Are you going to forgive them? I looked at my daughter, strong, compassionate, everything they tried to shame out of me, and smiled. Maybe someday, but right now I'm just proud of us, for surviving, for thriving, for showing the world that sometimes the best revenge is simply living well. Nash raised his glass. To living well. To living well, Kaya and I echoed. Below, the city lights twinkled like stars, each one a reminder that sometimes the darkest nights lead to the brightest dawns. And this dawn? It was just the beginning. The morning talk shows were still buzzing when Nash burst into my office, waving his phone. They want to make your story into a book, major publisher, 6-figure advance. No, I didn't look up from my design work. I'm done selling my pain. This isn't about pain, it's about hope. Do you know how many messages you're still getting? People need to hear this story. My phone buzzed. Destiny's rehab centre. She's asking to see you, the counsellor said. Part of her recovery process involves making amends, but it's completely your choice. I thought about ignoring it, like all the other requests, but something felt different now. Tell her I'll come tomorrow. The facility was nothing like I expected. Warm, homey, with gardens and art rooms. Destiny sat in one, painting something abstract and messy. You came. She looked smaller without her designer clothes and perfect makeup, more real. I didn't think you would. Neither did I. She gestured to her painting. It's ugly, right? They say art therapy helps, but mostly I just make messes. Better than making excuses. Yeah. She wiped her hands on her smock. I've been watching your interviews, reading the comments. People really love you. People love truth. I wouldn't know. She met my eyes. I've never told it before. Not really, even to myself. A nurse brought coffee. We sat in awkward silence until Destiny spoke again. Remember when we were kids, before everything got so twisted? You used to draw these amazing pictures. Mum and Dad hated them because they weren't proper art. I still draw. It's my job now. I know. I follow your design firm's Instagram. She smiled weakly. Anonymously, of course. My phone buzzed. Kaya sending a photo of her science project, first place ribbon. She looks just like you, Destiny said, glimpsing the screen. The real you, I mean, not the version our parents tried to create. She's better, stronger, because she has you. Destiny's hands shook slightly. The doctors say I need to take responsibility, so here it is. I was jealous, not of your pregnancy, of your courage. You chose your baby over their approval. I never chose anything. Before I could respond, a commotion erupted outside. Through the window, I saw our mother trying to push past security. She's been doing this, Destiny sighed, showing up, demanding to fix things. Some things can't be fixed. No, but maybe they can be rebuilt, different this time. She handed me a folder. These are my private journals, the real story, everything I did, everything they covered up. Use them for your book. I told Nash no book. Then use them for yourself, or burn them. Just know that I'm done lying. Security finally removed our mother. Her desperate calls echoed. Girls, please, we can be a family again. No, Destiny whispered. We can't. I stood to leave, but she caught my hand. There's one more thing. She pulled out a small box. Remember this? Inside was a matching pendant to the one I'd left on our father's desk, a set our grandmother gave us. Keep it, I said. No, give it to Kaya. Tell her it's from someone who's learning to be better. Outside, Nash waited in his car. How'd it go? She gave me her journals for the book she thinks I'm writing. The book you should write. I touched the box in my pocket. Maybe, but not about revenge anymore, about healing. My phone lit up with another message, the family lawyer again. Your mother's having a breakdown. Your father's drinking heavily. They're begging for a meeting. Delete, I told Nash. Some chapters need to stay closed. At home, Kaya bounced around the kitchen, still excited about her science win. Mum, can we celebrate with pizza, and can Nash stay? I handed her the pendant. This is from your Aunt Destiny. She's trying to get better. Kaya studied it carefully. Is she succeeding? I think she's finally trying, really trying. Good. She slipped the necklace on. Because you always say everyone deserves a chance to change. Nash grabbed the pizza menu. Speaking of change, about that book. I looked at my daughter wearing her aunt's pendant, at Nash who stood by me through everything, at the life we'd built from the ashes of what my parents destroyed. Okay, I said finally, but we tell the whole story, not just the fall, but the rise, not just the pain, but the healing. To healing, Kaya raised her juice glass. To healing, Nash and I echoed. Outside, rain began to fall, washing away the last traces of summer. But inside, surrounded by the family we chose, the warmth of truth and redemption filled every corner. Some stories end with revenge, but the best ones end with peace.